Everyone lives on Brunswick Avenue sooner or later. I did more than most, 7 years at 2 addresses a decade ago. I drove down Brunswick Avenue today and remembered that other September when I first stepped onto the street with my husband. We climbed the stairs of a house with a flat for rent sign in the window. A compact Chinese woman with an assessing eye came slowly to our knock. And when the transaction was completed, because the third floor rooms were exactly what we wanted, she patted my arm. "I'm Ivy. I like first name best." I gave her mine. My husband was very shy. We worked back to back in our 2 rooms. He used to lie whose name would look better on the spine of a book. His was solid and rang true, but was, we agreed, a little easy to forget. We were happy at first, but after a while the place felt small. 2 years later, Ivy let me have a larger apartment in another house. Friends helped me carry the bed, the table, the armchair, and 12 cartons of books across the street and up the stairs. After they finished, I gave them beer and sandwiches. When they left, I was frankly, and for the first time in my life, living alone. And I was only beginning to understand what Brunswick Avenue would mean to me. You see, you can tell that time has passed when you say things like 12 cartons of books. I mean, does anyone save 12 cartons of books anymore? I have carted those books. I still have those books, and they've been in a lot of apartments. I can still see that second floor apartment perfectly in my mind. Dark hardwood floors warped to ridges which I felt with my bare feet as I walked them, claiming the place. Rooms running off a long, narrow hallway which I planned to line with books. Facing west, on the front, a sitting room which was cool and dim during the day and briefly glamorized by the low lines of sun towards dusk. And a corner fireplace which actually worked. That night I rolled my packing paper and burned it in the hearth. When the flames rose, I was ringed by their reflection in the window panes. I threw more and more paper on the flames, feeling the heat, until at last dawn came pounding on the street door to ask if the house was on fire. I let the conflagration die and went to the bedroom where a bay window overhung the paved passageway between my house and the next. I fell asleep to the sound of wooden flutes wafting from a neighbor's window and woke the next morning to voices calling, doors slamming as people went to work. The haphazard division of Victorian houses in flats had created, on this block, a self-addressing world which had the feeling of a camp, struck each night on the same spot, wakened by the inhabitants' need to march, somewhere, anywhere, before resting again. I had come to be alone, but welcomed the borrowed sounds. They were a reminder that my solitary state was chosen, that other lives unrolled close by, that those lives and mine were affected by one another.